around. What was he doing?
Walking to the locker room.
He was moving.
Stumbled. The ankle was killing me, Steve.
The art of the clutch shot is what we're talking about here on Open Court. Reggie, you can start us off right there. There's another clutch shot. You made a career out of clutch shots. What's the key?
I think Steve alluded to this the other day. You don't think, you just react. And the key is you've gone over these plays so many times in your head, and you just try to put yourself in the best position possible. In that particular play, I was so upset that Chicago had come back because I thought we had control of that game the whole way. And, Steve and Scotty and Steve were fantastic down the stretch. And I was so upset that they had taken the lead. And I knew what the play was. And I knew most of the times when the game is running down, the officials like to swallow their whistle, as they call it. They're not going to call a foul, especially an offensive foul. So I knew they were going to switch because Ron Harper was guarding me. And I knew I was going to come up, and I knew Michael was going to switch onto me. So I was going to just shove him out the way because they weren't going to call a foul.
You know what? This is great. I'm glad to finally hear this from you. You've never admitted that before.
What did I admit? I just shoved him out the way. It wasn't a foul.
Of course it was a foul. You shoved him out of the way.
What about when Michael pushed Bryon Russell out the way? That wasn't no foul. No foul?
No, it's interesting because a lot of people say you pushed Michael Jordan. I was like, go in that locker room because that's what all the media was asking me after the game. I was like, go ask Michael if I pushed off. Because to his point, do you think Bryon Russell?
No, he got shook. There's a difference.
No. He got thrown.
That was more like a back. Kenny, I know you were from Carolina. No, that was a shake.
Oh, no.
Michael didn't get shook on your play. He got pushed. Bryon Russell got pushed. He got lost in the pullback, and then he got guided after.
Guided. I agree.
I would say more guided. That was out and out.
Always the key to clutch shot. You just have to have confidence. Because.
And that's what we will be talking about on today's episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell, among a few other topics. So, welcome to Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's get into it. So, did Michael Jordan really push off? As you saw the spirited debate that the guys were having on NBA Open Court. By the way, just a little background on what happened before Reggie Miller hit the three. He had sprained his ankle in Game 3. So he was hurting pretty bad in Game 4. So, what happened before Reggie Miller hit the three? Since Scottie Pippen wants to talk about how bitter he is towards Jordan. People forget that Scottie Pippen actually bricked 2 free throws before Reggie Miller's game-winning three. Yeah. Scottie Pippen bricked 2 free throws that allowed Reggie Miller to hit that game-winning shot. Okay, and if he hit those 2 free throws, Chicago would have been up 3-1. But Pippen bricked anyway. Did Reggie Miller push off on that play? Yeah, he did. Reggie Miller pushed off on that play. They just didn't call it. They just didn't call it. Okay. Yeah, they just didn't call it. So, which brings me to the next question. Another push off. Did Michael Jordan push off on Bryon Russell? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I've watched that play over and over again. And when Jordan dribbled and he came to a stop, you heard what Kenny Smith said. He got lost in the pullback. Kenny Smith said Bryon Russell got lost in the pullback and was guided by Michael Jordan. But other people like Isaiah Thomas, who was there calling the game for the NBA on NBC, Isaiah Thomas was like, watch Jordan's, I think left hand or right hand here. Jordan's left hand right here. He sets himself up for a clean look. he said, he said, Jordan, watch Jordan's left hand right here as he makes his move. He pushes off with his hand. Ref can't see it. Frees himself up for a clean look. That's why Jordan has all the tricks. That's why it's so difficult to guard him. Okay. So Isaiah Thomas thought it was a push. John Stockton thought that it was a push. Bryon Russell probably thought it was a push. But yeah. Speaking of MJ versus Russell, Michael Jordan tells this story in The Last Dance, okay? It was during the 1993-94 season. And the Bulls and the Jazz were in town to play the Bulls that season, okay? So the Jazz are practicing at the Bulls facility. And Michael comes over to the practice facility to say hi to John and Carl, okay? And so Michael is saying hi to John and Carl. Bryon Russell comes up to him and says, "Hey, MJ, why did you retire? You know I could guard you." He looks at Carl and John. MJ looks at Carl and John and says, "Carl, John, what's up with him?" And Carl is like, "Oh man, don't mind him, man. He's just a dumb rookie." And Michael Jordan said, "And from that day, that guy right there, he was on my hard list." That's how personal Jordan took it. Jordan remembered that type of stuff. Even in retirement, he remembered that, okay? Even in retirement, he remembered what Bryon Russell said, okay? So yeah, and ironically, the thing that led to Jordan's game winner in Game 1 of the 1997 NBA Finals, guess who bricked 2 free throws? Karl Malone bricked 2 free throws. The mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday. That's what Scottie Pippen said to him. Okay, and if you watch Karl Malone, okay, and how he shot free throws, Karl Malone, when he shot free throws, he sort of faded away. Karl Malone, when he shot free throws, he sort of like, he shot the ball, he sort of faded away as he was shooting free throws, okay? So Karl Malone shot fadeaway free throws. That's something that Bill Walton noticed, okay? So yeah, Malone bricked 2 free throws. Jordan hits a game winner. Scottie Pippen bricks 2 free throws versus the Pacers in '98. Reggie Miller game winner. Ironically, when Jordan was with Washington, he and Bryon Russell actually became teammates. Yes, yes. He and Bryon Russell became teammates for the 2003 season. Yeah. Ironic, ain't it? I said a while back in one of my earlier videos when I first started throwing it back. I said that the Phoenix Suns got to the NBA Finals, and I don't think they were that impressive. Okay, getting to the NBA Finals. Okay, and I say out of all the teams that advanced to the NBA Finals in NBA history, I gotta say Phoenix wasn't the worst team to advance to the NBA Finals, but they were definitely shaky getting to the NBA Finals, okay? What do I mean when I say shaky? Well, they played 13 home games in the NBA playoffs and the NBA Finals, okay? They played 13 home games, okay? In those 13 home games, they played in their playoffs and finals, they were only 6-7 in those games. Okay, they were only 6-7, so they had a losing record at home in the 1993 NBA playoffs. They had a losing record at home, and they lost the first 2 games at home to the AC-heated Lakers. They lost the first 2 games. Well, no. They lost the first 2 games of the first round to the Lakers. Then they lost a home game to Seattle in the Western Conference Finals. And then against the Bulls in the NBA Finals, they went 0-3 on their home court. "13 home games, 6-7. You got a losing record at home in the NBA playoffs, and you didn't win a single finals game." Think about that for a second. You have a losing record at home in the playoffs, and you don't win a single NBA finals game at home. Come on, man. Really? And not only that, they were the first team in NBA history to lose the first 2 games at home. Okay. As Marv Albert historically pointed out. And the Phoenix Suns are becoming the first team to lose games 1 and 2 at home. Then a few years later, along came the Orlando Magic, who lost the first 2 games at home. Probably became the second team to lose games 1 and 2 at home. Okay. So that's not the company that you want to be. So that's not the company that you want to be in. Okay. That's not good company that you ever want to be in. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's it. That's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. I am out of here. May God bless you all with many blessings. Peace.